What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Nerd Notify. I am Damon, and today I wanted to do something a little different. Instead of a traditional review for, say, Game of Thrones season finale or just the season overall and the Defenders, I figured we could just kind of talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I felt this way might be a little bit more fun. It's a little different. I think I'm going to start these Let's Talk episodes instead of always doing a traditional review. That doesn't mean I'm not going to do that, but I wanted to do these as kind of a subset of that for things that lend better to this type of discussion than a typical review. I would also like to apologize. As always, it seems like at my apartment complex, there is some type of, not construction, but renovation going on. So there's a good chance you're gonna hear some loud machinery. I can't do anything about it. I have to kind of record now, otherwise be lost to the wilds of YouTube and have nothing come out. So I'm still gonna do this, but I wanted to apologize ahead of time. Who knows, it may not be that bad, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna notice when it kicks in because I do every single time. Without further ado, let's address the elephant in the room, Game of Thrones. Oh my goodness, man, what a crazy ride we had for this season. Now, I've been looking online at a lot of reactions and overall talk. This is, again, separate kind of from what I see in close by friends and people that I talk to, but I'm curious as to everyone's thoughts on this. Did you enjoy this season? I thoroughly enjoyed this season. I know it wasn't as randomly impactful as we may have had in other seasons where we may get this surprise death or this surprise revelation that we may not have known about, but this season was highly enjoyable to me in terms of entertainment and finding something really, really fun to watch. BT Dubs, I do want to point out that I will probably cover some spoilery bits of both Game of Thrones and The Defenders. So if you have not seen either of those and you do not want to have anything spoiled for you, I don't plan to go crazy in depth on anything, but I may bring up some points that have been secretive and I don't want to, leave you hanging. So warnings out. Don't hate me, I've said it. Now, does that mean that we lose something if we get pure entertainment? Do we lose something in the writing? Do we lose something in cohesiveness for story? Yes, I'm sure we do, as every season still has holes and things like that to deal with, but I still felt like this was a ton of fun to watch. I mean, come on. I mean, the last 5 minutes of, season 7 for Game of Thrones was a roller coaster of emotions. Notwithstanding all the nasty bits with an aunt and her nephew kind of hooking up and doing some stuff, even though they don't know that they're aunt and nephew. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you don't know that Jon Snow has been 100% revealed in the show to be Aegon Targaryen. And this is just gonna muddy things up all kinds of ways. I'm curious how, Dany's gonna react to it when she finds out. I'm curious how Jon's gonna react to it when he finds out, if they find out, because they could pull a flipsies on us and he may never know, which I doubt it, because come on, like, that's way too good a thing to not have happen, to have Jon Snow come to the realization that he is a Targaryen and the rightful heir, to the throne over Dany. And how is that gonna make her feel? Ooh, things are gonna get interesting. Beside that is, what is the deal with Tyrion? Because he was looking all kinds of sad and just plotting minutes. I don't know yet. I couldn't get 100% the feels. It makes me feel like Tyrion is in love with Dany and he's not enjoying the fact that these two are kind of getting together. That's what it on the surface looks like, but at the same time, what's actually happening behind the scenes? Because we also got in this episode a very private and intimate talk with Cersei and Tyrion. And what does that mean? Because yes, she said she's going to help us, and we already knew she was going to backstab everybody because of course she is. It's Cersei. Why would she ever want to work with anyone and not be looking out for herself and her power struggle? But does that mean that Tyrion is in on it? There's a lot of room and a lot of gap here that we don't know. I mean, he's really good at reading people. For the most part in the show, he's hated his sister. I mean, truthfully, she's been trying to kill him for, 4 seasons or something like that. So I don't know. That's a crazy bit that I just want to make sure people are looking at because it is indeed interesting. Besides that, the Night King is coming. People are really starting to gear up for the actual war. I am so excited to see how this is all going to play out and how it's actually going to finally, come together and end. We got a lot of deaths coming in this last season, people, in these last 6 episodes that are coming, whenever we get them. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but I'm assuming we're gonna lose a lot of people. Oh, I loved that little bit with Littlefinger and Sansa and Arya. That was awesome. If you haven't seen that part, I'm not gonna mention more than that. I just wanna throw that out there. I thought that was legit. That was like a get up off your seat and go, yeah! You know what I mean? Like, it was one of those moments. So awesome, it was crazy, it was super vicious, dope. So yes, I thoroughly enjoyed Game of Thrones season 7. I had a great time watching it. Every week was just like emotional breakdown, you know, if something crazy was gonna go down. When that dragon, when it got hit with that spear, it's like I already knew what was coming. So crazy stuff is inbound for us Game of Thrones fans. I cannot wait. I don't know about you guys. Drop it in the comments below. What did you find most interesting about this season, or what did you hate about this season? Was it the writing? Was it, you know, that you were in love with the crazy effects that we got? Are you still just mad that we haven't gotten more confrontation from the Nightwalkers? By all means, throw it in the comments below. Let's talk about it. And moving on to one of my favorite shows of the year, The Defenders. The Defenders hit Netflix and I pretty much blew through it. I didn't get an actual review up, but again, I wanted to do something a little different with it. Okay, so The Defenders came out at like 2 a.m., you know, Central Standard Time, and me being unbelievably stupid, I stayed up, watched an episode, and I was like, okay, I really want to watch more. And I watched another 4 episodes. So I watched the first 5 out of 8, and I was beyond exhausted. But anyway, I finished it the next day, thoroughly enjoyed it. That weekend was a blaze of crazy stuff that I had to deal with, and the whole rest of the week was similar. So I didn't put up a review like I said, but that's why we're talking about it now. I found The Defenders highly enjoyable. Again, I saw that a lot of people felt like it was really slow for the build-up in the beginning, but that is 100% necessary. 100% necessary. There's no reason for all 4 of these characters just immediately meet and be cool and all of a sudden they're fighting a hand. That doesn't work. That doesn't make sense. They're all very different people coming from very different issues emotionally, you know, dealing with family or loved ones or whatever whatever the thing was. They all have their own little bit of baggage that they're trying to bring into this show and make apparent, but not the overall star. And I thought they did that very well. I loved how every time we flipped to one of the other characters, it was kind of their own, you know, flavor from their show kind of coming through, and they had their own color and lighting that they would really kind of bring to the forefront, which I thought was amazing because Daredevil always had a little hint of red somewhere. Jessica Jones was very grayish and blue. Luke Cage's was a very obvious yellow just about everywhere. And Danny Rand's for Iron Fist had some of the green too. So it was really cool that they were trying to kind of give these identities to them. And then as they came together, the lighting changed quite a bit. So I thought that was awesome. Just a cool cinematography thing to look for if you haven't checked it out, or if you're gonna rewatch it, to look for next time. And beyond the lighting was, of course, the sound. The music was always great. Luke Cage stole the show as I knew he would, because every time he showed up and did something cool, you got some crazy dope hip hop track. So no complaints there. And I'm very pleased to say that I thought Danny Rand, well, Finn Jones playing Danny Rand, did a phenomenal job this season. He had much better fight choreography. It was far better filmed. He obviously had better prep time and was able to work through it. So the martial arts from his side, in terms of just what they wanted, action-wise, looked great. It was leagues above what he got in his own series. Now, I know the buzz is still out there that he is not the Danny Rand that they want from the comics. I get it. I'm hoping that he will eventually get to that state to where he is just manhandling all of the Defenders in terms of hand-to-hand combat, because he is supposed to be one of the best in the Marvel Universe. Granted, this is Marvel Cinematic Universe. Things are different. The star of the show is by far Daredevil, Matt Murdock. I mean, Charlie Cox kills it. He really does. There's no doubt in my mind that he gets a lot of the, well, I shouldn't say that. It is shared a little bit more than I anticipated it would be, but he is still by far the star of this show. I want to say a surprise hit for me was actually in Elektra. I did not like her that much in Daredevil Season 2. I just didn't like the actress. I didn't like the way she came across. Those moments sometimes felt a little slow. Some of them were needed, but some of them just felt slow and kind of pushed to me. Whereas in this, granted, it may be because she's kind of silent half the time, but her character is vicious, is powerful, and is fun to see on screen. And when certain people interacted with her, it really did make for some great scenes. So I thought she did way better this go around. And then when she gets all crazy at the end doing her own thing because she's nuts, you know, kudos to her. It was awesome. And Sigourney Weaver coming in, just owning every scene she was in. Sigourney Weaver was dope. So great choice there. She was phenomenal to watch. I'm kind of curious as to what people thought about that because in a way she is a typical villain, but she's got, well, all of the five fingers of the hand as they come together to deal with this, to deal with the Defenders and trying to make their, you know, overall goal happen, have their own motives and reasons for wanting to do this. And it feels a lot more like, okay, I get it. That's real. You know, you want to go home, you want immortality, whatever. Like it makes sense. So I'm all about that. That was awesome. Sigourney Weaver, though, in particular, and the actress who plays Madame Gao, because I forget her name, I'm sorry. They are so always just fun to watch. They always just do some really, really great things. And Sigourney Weaver killed it. So that was a great casting choice. The Defenders does a really great job of bringing these four heroes together and really trying to get them to understand that they are great as a team. It's not 100% clear at the end if that's what they want to keep doing, which I think is a good move again because it leaves room for more to happen. But at the same time, they really go through this evolution of individuals, well, for the most part, who want to or who need to come together to do something great or, you know, whatever that thing may be. So I really enjoyed that. The setup is nice and they will get there, I think, where they really feel that they are 100% a team and they can rely on each other more so than they have in this. And that's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see what the next season of The Defenders will look like. So I really had a good time with The Defenders. What about you guys? Again, I'm really curious to see how people felt about these two shows. So in the comments below, I want you to talk about The Defenders in terms of Danny Rand. How was he? Because it's Danny Rand and Iron Fist, and he's highly controversial when it comes to these Marvel Netflix shows, apparently. And the overall show, did you really like it? Did you hate it? You know, did you dig the big team up or was it a letdown for you? Drop that in the comments below. And as always, I want to thank everybody so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. These things are so much cool for me to do. I love that I get to put this content out for you all to enjoy. So don't forget to give a like and a subscribe if you're new to the channel. Don't forget to share it with friends and family. And I'll catch you guys next time on Nerd Notified. You've just been notified. Peace!